Hi, this is Monty from Mopart Vehicles and welcome to another one of our detailed vehicle appraisals. Now, these videos tend to take about 8-10 minutes long. I'll try and cut this as quickly as possible as we're losing a bit of the light. And I think it's taken me about an hour to try and get this video done. But I am in a public park. You will see people walking past, dogs, jogging, that type of thing. So I do apologise. So I'm going to briefly walk around the car and give you a more detailed view very shortly. Now, this car is a 2010 Nissan Note. It's a facelifted model. I think they facelifted the car about 2008, 2009. It's a 1.5 dCi. It's the N-TEC range, so quite high up in the specification. So it'll have things like satellite navigation, rear parking sensors, electric mirrors, air conditioning, 4 electric windows, privacy glass, etc. Now, the reasons we tend to do these videos, it's all about trust, honesty, integrity. We tell you exactly how it is. Now, we are all human. I might miss something, not intentional, but it takes a lot of the stigma out. So when you do come and have a look at the car, it should be as I've described it. Okay, now I'm just going to hold the camera there for a little while. Please feel free to do any checks that you need to do on the car. You know, MOT checks, that type of thing on it as well. Okay, you can do mileage checks, whatever you want to do. The car is all HPI clear. I tend to do that on Auto Trader. So if you do look at the advert and go a bit further down, you'll see that the car is all HPI clear. Now, this particular colour in the car is called Blade Silver, or some places they're called Chrome Silver. Okay, so we're going to be getting to the front of the vehicle very shortly. And you'll see the registration number there again, just in case you didn't jot it down first time. I'm just going to hold that there for a few seconds just so you can jot it down if you need to. Okay, now we'll tend to start the videos off on the driver's side front. We'll give you an idea in terms of tyre depths, etc., that type of thing. So front tyres, you've got approximately 5.5 millimeters of tread on the front tyres. You've got about 4.5 to 5 mil on the back. Now, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and show you the side of the car, and hopefully you can try and pick up some sort of reflections if I move the camera really slowly. Now, we try and use as high quality camera as we possibly can. Dealers have started doing these videos now, but unfortunately you get about a minute and a half walk around, not very good quality, but we'll try and do the very best we can. Okay, alloy wheels, looking good, fine fettle. There's no kind of corrosion there. You're going to have like 1 or 2 little scuffs. There's nothing on that side there. Everything is all nice and clean under there. You can probably see that. It's lovely. Now, you've got a couple of little trolley dents on the car. I'm going to point them out to you. There's one just around by here by the headlamp. Now, my dent man is actually on holiday at the moment. I'm hoping he'll be back in the next sort of 10 days or so. There's a couple of little trolley dents. We'll try and get them done for you before anyone takes delivery of the car. Headlamps all really, really nice and bright. Now, when you see some pictures of the engine bay, we do not jet wash any engine bays on our cars at all. Just spend a bit of time, a bit of elbow grease, you know, WD-40, that type of thing, to try and bring them up as best as possible. You know, you're either trying to, you know, if you do jet wash an engine bay, you're either trying to hide behind a couple of things, normally oil leaks, that type of thing, but we'll try and leave it as alone, so when you do come and have a look at it, we haven't played around with anything. Okay, tyres, plenty of tread on the back, and hopefully you can try and pick up some reflections. I try and take my pictures and my videos a bit later on in the day, just so you don't have any glare from the sun. So let's just show you inside. You've got 2 keys with this particular car. They're all fully working absolutely fine. Got this really lovely two-tone sort of black and red. Now, the red in the pictures probably brings out really, really bright, but it's not. It's just the way these cameras work. It is really, really nice and subtle in here. If I try and give you a sort of a side view, that's what it looks like. Okay, you've got your cruise control, your speed limiter. Now, I don't know if I mentioned before, probably missed it. This particular car's got just under 68,000 miles on the clock. Now, just like any of our other cars, we'll tend to drive them, put about 200-300 miles on them just to make sure all is well. There's your navigation screen all working. You've also got your auxiliary in here, and you've got USB in there as well. Air conditioning is super cold. That's all fine. Door panels all look really good. No real kind of signs of wear on the seats. A couple of armrests there as well. Show the back of the car. Again, hopefully you can try and pick it up. It is starting to get a bit light, dark, especially with the privacy glass in the back of here as well. It's making it look a bit dark. Centre armrest there, 3 seat belts. You got your rear electric windows. Now I'm not too sure if we're going to see too much in the boot, but I will open the boot very shortly. Now, in terms of looking down the side of the car, all looks really good. Paintwork's all really nice and bright. There's no dulling of paint, etc., that type of thing. Alloy wheel on this side as well. Looks in real good condition. There's a couple of little marks on it which have been touched up along here, but nothing major. Rear parking sensors, as you can see them on the back of the car there. Now you've got a couple of little marks on the bumper, just along here, along there. I have ordered a touch-up stick in this colour, but again, if I took a picture back here, you wouldn't make any of that out. Now, it is 8 years of age, or she's over 8 years of age now, so please don't expect a brand new car when you come to have a look at it. It's not going to be brand new. Okay, hopefully you can try and pick up boot in here. Now you have got this kind of lovely kind of false kind of floor, so you can hide bits and pieces under there if you want to, and you've got a space saver all underneath there, so you've got space saver tyre. None of these pump up kits. Okay, parcel shelf all there, all intact, all in good nick. So I'm going to show you the passenger side of the car very shortly. This young lady just going to be walking past me, so apologies for just holding you up for a sec. And then let's just go down the passenger side. Okay, hopefully you can try and pick up reflections. You've got the sun setting, so you may get a few little shadows here and there. Again, plenty of tread on the tyres. Mentioned it's got about 5.5 on the fronts, and you've got about 4.5 on the rears. Alloy wheel, I think this is probably the worst alloy wheel. You've got a couple of little marks around here and around there, but they have been touched up already. I'll show you the back on the passenger side. Door panels all look great. And again, I mentioned, you know, it is actually quite a dark interior in here. I think it's just because it's a high definition colour camera, it is bringing up a lot of the red in here. But if I hold it sort of down to this side here, you can see it's quite a dark interior. It does look lovely in the red and the black. Let's go down on the passenger side door. Again, door panels looking really good, fine felt, really good condition. Again, just showing you the seats. Hopefully you can try and pick up, there's no kind of awful wearing on the side bolsters or anything like that. You got a little bit of wear on the front section of the seat. It's just where your sort of backs of your legs would go. I just want to point that out to you. Again, we just try and be as honest as we possibly can. You got a little cubby hole underneath the passenger seat if you want to store a few bits and pieces in there. You've got that little tag, you can tuck that away if you want to, if you don't want it shown. There you go, all tucks away. There's the navigation screen all working. Now we've got a few people walking past us very shortly, so apologies for that. We'll try and dodge them if we can. So just showing you down the passenger side of the car. Hopefully you can see that all looks really good. Okay, and then the alloy wheel. Now this alloy wheel here, you'll tend to find the passenger one tends to get really sort of gouged up because that's the closest one to the curb, but this one's in really good condition. Again, everything really nice and clean under there. No damage to any of the kind of the sills. You tend to get a few of these cars with a bit of damage on the sills. And down the side of the car, hopefully you can try and pick that up. It all looks really good. There's no dulling of paint, that type of thing. Okay, now the front of the car. with any vehicles nowadays, the front of the car tends to be the worst. And again, you're going to have some stone chips on the car. Please, please, please do not think that you're going to come down and have a look at a brand new car. It is in fantastic condition, don't get me wrong, but to what I think is fantastic condition and to what another customer might think, they might think it looks good, and vice versa. Again, please read some of my reviews on Auto Trader. They are all genuine. The reasons we tend to, reply to all our customers as well. You will get some dealers on there that won't have verified purchases on there. Everything for us is 5-star. We try and do the very best for all our customers. Now, there's a few stone chips along the front bumper. They're just along here. But again, it's to be expected on the car. She's done nearly 68,000 miles. It's over 8 years of age, 8.5 years of age. It's not going to be brand new. Okay, a few little stone chips along the bottom there, and you've got a couple of little marks on the bonnet along here, tiny one over there, and a couple of little stone chips. Now we will touch all these up when I get one of these touch up sticks, and there's another one that's just up there. But again, a lot of our customers, when they do come and have a look at our cars, they do tell us we tend to go a little bit overboard. This is going to be a used car, and majority of customers realise that they're not going to be brand new. Okay, so I'd like to thank you very much for your time. We've gone up to 11.5 minutes now, so I do apologise for babbling on. But if it's this particular car or anything else that you see at Motor Park Vehicles, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Send me an email, send me a text, etc. and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Thank you again. Bye-bye.